Hi, I'm Renee Smith.
And I'm Tammy Fellers, and we're math consultants at ESDAC in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Today we're going to talk about two decks of cards that are a little bit different than all the other cards that we've talked about previously. And these are called PhotoSpark cards, and they are pictorial. They're all photographs that we've taken to represent mathematical kinds of concepts, or they could be anything. You could really use them for any subject matter, but our intention was for you to use them to start to bring writing and communication and speaking and listening skills from the ELA standards into the math classroom. Right. And so we've created the decks. There are 50 plus photographs in each of the two decks, along with some suggestions of how you might use those to inspire your students to write about their math learning. So I'm going to ask Tammy to pull out a card today, and one of the things that we've suggested on the deck is that they connect it to some of the vocabulary words that they've been using during their unit of study. And so Tammy, with knowing what we've studied in your math class, which card would you pick out, and what vocabulary would you relate it to?
Okay. Well, I've picked a card here, and I'm going to relate it to the vocabulary word of slope. The ladders and steps going down into this deep hole, which is the big well. This big well, the construction workers really had to think about the slope and the steepness of that ladder, and that reminds me of what we've been talking about in our 8th grade math class.
Okay, so obviously these decks can extend from very young children to our oldest children.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what do you want me to do with my deck?
Another thing you can do is I'm going to ask her, pick a card today that represents something you learned new in math class and tell us the connection you made with that.
Okay, I'm going to take it down a few grades. I'm actually going to go clear down to the 2nd grade level, where we've been studying even and odd and arrays. Ooh, gosh, there's several I could pick from, but I kind of like this one because it's the rubber duckies that we have around our office. And so I might pull this because not only could I, if I needed to, I could count to see how many were there, but I could also tell you whether there were an even number of ducks or an odd number of ducks. And I love the way they're actually placed in a nice array there so that we can see the rows and the columns of ducks. And so I could talk and write about, I could either, this could be used either orally, we can share out kind of as a ticket out the door, or I could actually journal about this in my math journal. So
absolutely.
Those
are just a couple of the ideas. We've got a list of about 10 or 12 ideas on here of how you might use these in math class. As you will see, both the questions we asked today could have been used in any subject matter because the pictures are just pictures that we found in life. And when we chose the pictures for this desk, we also tried to include pictures that had some sharp angles or arrays or just
geometric shapes, those kinds of things.
Different things that, when we see the world, we see through a math lens. That's kind of our job. And so we've taken a lot of pictures that might have you think about math and some of the different ideas that we have given for you in the directions of the deck.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.